Alright guys, MiniScap1 here. In this game, I had a absolute standout pop-off performance against Fudge in the top lane, so Cloud9 Fudge, and the enemy AD carry was Rogue Comp. So Fudge winning LCS Summer Finals here in NA, and Comp winning LEC Summer Finals over in Europe. And I just absolutely went haywire this game. My little bit of spoiler warning. My team wanted FF. They're very far behind. People were getting tilted, and I just honestly I kind of put the team on my back for this one, and it ended up being a very fun game and very good footage too. So here I am playing a little bit of Spellbook Resolve, just play testing around, seeing how it works, seeing what to do. In terms of runes, like just kind of getting a grip on what feels good. Like I like to like kind of rotate between runes sometimes, just because like I find personally, just because with Singe so many different runes can feel pretty okay, that I'll just like rotate between them sometimes, because if I play one style too often, then I will get lazy with that style, and then I start making like really careless mistakes that I shouldn't. So I kind of just sort of rotate between. The best climbing runes for Singe right now are Fleet, Conqueror, Predator, and Spellbook. Those are the big ones. You can play any of those, and you should be a-okay. You should be fine. But that being said, we're playing versus Fudge here in the top lane. I am using my just potion charges and just pushing the wave. Not just Sylas, but a lot of top laners really don't have that great of wave clear in the early levels. So right here, I'm just using my poison advantage with Dark Seal and just AoEing the wave down, just slowly pushing it to the tower. This will do a soft freeze, but because the cannon itself is inside the tower range, it will break eventually. This is not going to hold forever, right? Because then his wave will get to the wave faster, and then his wave will push into mine, and then just slowly build back up towards me. And then the other one was other minion was taking tower shots there too, so we're good to keep pushing. Here I am getting a Doran's Ring Dark Seal Doran's Ring on the back with a Dark Seal start, because I just want to keep pushing and just maintain lane pressure and try and get as much CS as I can while Sylas is a little bit weaker before he backs for AP, so his trades aren't as heavy, meaning that I can just keep him under his tower for a bit in case Hecarim wants to like run into his jungle and start counter jungling or something. Harder for him to rotate without losing or without maintaining full CS, right? So your Hecarim is he is in the bush, but the Sylas backs off, so Fudge backs off, no problem. I'm going to just scout the bush for him, see if I can stop his recall. He is not there, so we're just gonna look to do a light freeze here. The reason why I'm doing a light freeze here is because I know that he wants to teleport back in the lane, and I can force his teleport. But if I just start pushing, then he has the option of not coming back to lane using teleport, right? If he knows I'm gonna push the wave, then he can just TP and grab the XP. Or he can walk slowly. It just depends, right? It's a bit of a mind game. So here he decided to TP, so I know his TP is down. I know that he put a ward there, so he's afraid of me freezing the wave, and he doesn't want me to get too far ahead through the freeze. So he TPs to try and break the freeze. The other option is he would TP if I was hard pushing to not miss the XP. Or he could just hold the teleport and then come back, and then it's just a bit of a mind game. Once you start playing a lot more top lane, you guys will understand it. It's a little bit weird sometimes, but still fun. So here I'm building a wave slowly as it is pushing back towards him. Once the wave is kind of sizable enough to just push by itself, then I'll clear it with my poison and then go to clear the pink ward. That way I just kind of minimize damage taken from the trade. Once the wave's under his tower, we're going to go ahead and look for a reset here again. Alright, here I am just going to go ahead and wait for my 9 gold, because there's no point in going into debt when I'm 10 gold away. Again, futures market for power spiking is really nice, but if you're that close to an item, then there's no point wasting your money for it. But the whole early game itemization here just revolves around having mana sustain and just having AP to just push waves and just be able to like get behind the tower eventually around level 6. It's really hard in high elo games like this to get behind the tower before level 6, because you'll just die. But if you can like itemize slowly as you're working towards level 6, and then once you actually hit level 6, you have potion, you have AP, you have HP, you have boots, you have movement speed, right? Then you can start to like actually do some sneaky proxying, right? Because at level 6 you're a lot harder to kill, but pre 6 and high elo, you'll instant item most junglers. People are able to layer their CCs. People are able to just coordinate ganks a lot better in higher elo. So whereas in lower elo you can get away with proxying pre 6 pretty effectively, in higher elo it's not as possible, right? Right, so we're level 6, gonna go ahead and look for the proxy here. I do have a summoner swap available here, but I will talk about that in a second. So here's Graves trying to gank me. I just immediately pop the ultimate because there's... If you take too much damage behind the tower and you're greedy with your ultimate when the jungler shows up, then you're gonna end up dying for free. You don't want to do that. You wanna just pop your ult as soon as you see enemy jungler. Then bear in mind you have 25 seconds to just try and farm, and you want to leave as your ult is about to wear out. Don't try and leave after it wears out because you can get caught. But when you have like 5 seconds left, try to go ahead and run away or execute like I did here. Oh no, he got me. Rip. It is what it is. That's how it goes. You'll notice that I did a spell swap over to Clarity though before I died just with the cooldown. So with spell swaps on Spellbook, if you don't have like anything better to swap to, then Clarity or Smite early game is really good just to like start getting your cooldown reduction on your Spellbook rolling. But another good swap is if you're running Ghost Splash to swap TP back to your lane. Ignite around level 6 if you want to swap that to try and kill your enemy laner. It really just depends. Here, I didn't see any kill pressure on Silas, so I decided to just go for the Clarity swap and just get the cooldown rolling on that. But because I died during a proxy and I cleared the wave, he only has time to push one wave under my tower before he has to recall as well because he's using a lot of mana to just push. Or if he doesn't recall, then I have item advantage coming back in the lane. So, did futures market for the Merc Treads. Merc Treads very good this game versus enemy team comp. They have double AP and they have a Kali Silas and they have Karma. So Merc Treads are big value here. Okay, just gonna go ahead and push the wave. You can walk right through the tower there for the proxy, but I wasn't. The reason why I'm not doing it is I'm not sure exactly what his recall timing is, and he was actually scouting for my proxy there too, which I figured he would try. So as I'm taking the trade, just go ahead and pop the R, pop the Ghosty because I don't know if he's gonna all-in me. Just trying to trade resources for farm basically is all we're doing here. He lost a wave under his tower there because he was trying to kill me behind tower for some reason. Just dodging the Q there, and then as he goes to all, and whenever it's at this point and he's chasing me, I know he's gonna all in, so we just wait. And then flash for flash, very nice. Now, if someone ever commits to you that hard, that they're willing to lose a full wave to try and stop your proxy, then you know they're gonna just assume they're gonna all in you and just pop what you can to try and survive. Here's where the game goes pretty south for us pretty quick. My bot lane is getting 4v2 dove. And they are just getting absolutely clapped. And then my Talon runs bottom, and he actually just gets clapped too. And I remember, well, he goes 1 for 1, but still, overall 4 for 1. So yeah, not very worth for us. That being said, I remember thinking to myself, I thought to myself at this point in the game, I was like, I have won worse games than this. Like I've been further behind and won harder games than this. Now, I've never won a game like this versus 2 league champions, like Fudge and Calm. But what if? It's like one of those moments of clarity that you have where I'm just like, what if I did win? I better not tilt, because if I tilt, I'm not gonna win. Because normally, like in this meta as a top laner, when you see that happen to your bot lane, it's just tilt. Because the meta is so bot side focused right now, and it's so cringe and difficult to try and come back sometimes when your bot lane starts hemorrhaging. But hey, you know what's okay? They're mad at Graves. They're not mad at me. I don't even know why they're mad at Graves, but whatever, it is what it is. They're not Graves. They're mad at a Hecker. I'm sorry. So just looking at proxy. As soon as I see Graves there, gonna pop ult ASAP. He flashes the wall. I fling. Kiting a little bit here. Akali shows up as well. I put W down to try and just stall her a bit. She's poked down from Silas. Unfortunately, they both die, which sucks. And then they're trying to call for FF. I figured that we would be able to kill Akali there because she was so low, but unfortunately it didn't work out that way. So I just looked to reset here again. Sometimes it'd be that way. So Giant Spell to rush. I could go Giant Spelt or Blasting One here. Either is fine. The reason why I went Giant Spelt here is because the Graves is really fed, and I don't think that wave clear is really an issue for me right now, because if I was having more trouble wave clearing, I might Might instead opt for the blasting wand, but I want mostly to prioritize safety here and scaling, because I'm not really going to be able to get many kills on the Silas. It's just, he heals way too much, and if Graves ganks me, I want to be able to survive if possible, so Giant Spell is a logical option, but if the game is closer or we're ahead, I just go blasting wand because I just want to be able to snowball a lead, right? So we're just pushing the wave here. I see that that plate is low. I'm gonna go for the plate. Money is money, gold is gold, right? You always want it. So Silas roams bottom here. Not sure if he TP'd there, and I don't remember. I think he did. But that being said, my team actually picks up 2 kills there, which is really good, and that ends up in the long run stalling the game for us quite hard. But Silas gets a kill. That being said, he roamed because I guess he wanted to go to the dragon. I'm not really sure why he roamed there, but I ended up getting 2 plates. I get a ton of CS. I think I get a 3rd plate here, so I get so much gold off of this Silas roam. Yeah, so 3 plates, I believe, 2 waves, and just money, money, money. It's so worth it. Swap to Smite there because I have no better swap right now. The nice thing about swapping Smite on Spellbook is when you're proxying and you're getting ganked, you can actually smite one of the camps and just heal off of it. But it's also good to just steal a camp, because why not steal it if you have it right? Money is money, gold is gold. Spellbook is very good at generating like a macro lead like this, just through farming and being tricky. It's not as good in the straight up like combat department as other keystones like Predator or Conquer or Fleet. Those keystones are better at just straight up fighting. Yeah, here I died, unfortunately. But Spellbook, if you're playing, theoretically with Spellbook, if you're playing like an absolutely like perfect proxy synergy game, it would be the best keystone, but it's kind of hard to execute, so that's where like the skill expression comes in, right? And that's why some games, you know, it's better to have Predator, some games better to have Conquer, some games better to have Fleet. It just depends a lot on your personal preference and team comps too, right? So this game, Spellbook, is great because, hey, you know, I'm in a pretty defensive lane. They have double melee champions that they're going to dive forward, so I don't need Predator as much. It's still great, but because I know that they're going to be able to like be diving forward, I have guaranteed damage output, right? So did do the Anathema's rush here actually. So Anathema's, I was testing it out this I remember this game and the game before, but I'm putting Anathema's on their most fed member and just trying to like just do what I can with it. So I put it on a Kali just to survive the side lane experience. One very common thing that assassins will do, and not only assassins but also Silas, is we'll just rotate into a Singed whenever they can. They assume, hey, Akali's thought process here in this game is probably, hey, my bot lane's winning, Singed is weak early game, I can just rotate into him and farm for free and probably pick up free kills as I bully him. But it's hard for her to do that when I have Anathemas, because her abilities just don't damage me as much, right? And then later, whenever Caitlyn's more fed, I can switch it on to her, I can switch it to Silas, I can do whatever I need to with the Anathemas, right? So here we're just collapsing on Karma. She tries to W me, and then I just cut it out. I see a teleport here. It is a Kali, but I do have Anathemas. Hopefully I can kill her after the Silas. I'm not able to, unfortunately, but that being said, I am also extremely tanky here, which is really good. And it actually enables me to survive this gank. And then I tried to walk back to my tower, and then oh, she's chasing me. She flash E'd, and she thought she would kill me there. Akali's E Shuriken is actually extremely huge damage. It's like 140% AP ratio or something. So maybe if I didn't have Anathema, she'd kill me there. But it's been fully stacked on her for a little bit now, and it's just really hard for her to kill me through that. So good shutdown for me on the Akali. My team hitting the FF vote again, but I hit no because I foresaw this game as winnable. So here I'm going to debt for the blasting one because I just figure it's worth it here. And the reason why is because I have a full Anathemas, I need AP, I need to be able to wave clear. I'm actually even on CS with Silas, even though I have Anathema's Rush, which is really good, because earlier on I was down by about 5 or 10 at some points, but through a good combination of farming, plate grabbing, and rotating, I've been able to catch up in CS, and then eventually as the Singed kind of gets rolling, you get farmed faster and faster, enemy champions have a harder time keeping up with you. It's a very gradual curve, right? Yeah, now that I have Blasting Wand, the wave clear is way more friendly. And then with Blasting One and Anathemas, I'm pretty hard to kill, and I have a little bit of damage. It's actually a very common build you actually see in pro play for jungle right now as well, which is just Bomby Cinder Anathemas. It's similar on Cinder, you're going Blasting One Anathemas, just a little bit of damage, wave clear, and then Anathemas. Because damage is just so common, right? So your Hecarim is trying to fight the Silas behind tower. I'm not like super keen on this play, but he did do a lot of damage to him, so we can either look for Herald or look for Baron. He goes over the wall here, or tries to. I mean, I know he's low, but I'm just like right here. I'm like, do we go for top Pepper or do we go for Herald? Like, do we do both? I wanted the local gold from the tower, so I went for that.
Has been slain.
Bot lane is, or bot side of the map is just still hemorrhaging. Caitlyn's picking up kills. I mean, they're gonna get tier 2. They're gonna get so much money. So Caitlyn wrote Mr. LEC AD King, Mr. Rogue comp quickly becoming an issue. Here you see a call engaging on Ezreal, so I TP in to try and cover it, but it's out, so whatever. It is a Spellbook teleport, so overall we're chilling. We're gonna lose a fat wave from that bot tier 3 there, which is unfortunate. But we look for this. Herald is very important in the current meta. If you can get Herald for your team, it is a huge boon because 300 gold plus potential power plates, power take. They engage on Hecarim, and then they can't one-shot him. I just turn the engage, fling the karma, and then, yeah, that's disgusting little gameplay from me right there. Here's a Graves trying to go on Ezreal again, and they can't one-shot him, and then they just die. What's really good about that Anathema's there, by the way, is that even though I have it trained on Akali, I just have so much HP, I can be like this giant wall between, like a meat shield between them and Ezreal when they're trying to dive him, which is super good. And if they manage to... Oh, Talon. And if they manage to, like, eventually focus down Hecarim, then they still have to deal with me. Or if they have to eventually focus down me, then they're still a Hecarim, right? So it's like, I have a giant pool of health, and he's healing a lot because he's Hecarim, so... Take your pick, right? Who do you go for? And yeah, it is a non-mythic build early, but... I don't even think I went to mythic this game, if I remember correctly, but whatever. Purpose of that ward is just to see if she's going to do a bush cheese as the wave pushes. If she wants to try and like catch me doing an extra wave where I shouldn't be or something like that, you know. So I have two options. I can just go straight for the Rylai's, or I can sell one of my rings and Futures Market debt for the Demonic. I do choose to go for Demonic. Demonic Anathemas is a very good 2-item spike on Singe. Similar concept between having Demonic Chem Tank, but just a bit cheaper. Actually 300 gold cheaper with a little bit more HP, and I think equivalent CDR or 5 less CDR because a Chem Tank passive gives 5. Either way, you save 300 gold and you're just about as tanky, so something to consider. You do have less damage with this though. There's Akali. She's just gonna agree to the tower here a little bit. Karma shows up unfortunately, so I can't really go for the full all-in, but I am super confident that they can't kill me because I have Anathemas on Akali still, and how is she going to kill me with just a Karma with her? So we bully a little bit, pop the R. I have a lot of CDR from the Anathemas, and just prevent her from getting clean. The purpose of that fight was to just prevent her from getting a clean recall, then running bottom or preventing her from getting a clean teleport. Here, she's actually not paying that much attention, so we just walk back up. I could have flung her there, but I thought she was looking and she wasn't, so. Graves goes bottom. He cannot rely on the Akali teleport, so we just push, and this is how we're going to get pressure this game. By just being a brick wall that pushes the side lane. Now it's hard for Singe to go for the tower, but you can just farm those minions all day. You can go for the tower if like enemy team takes a bad fight somewhere and you're just by yourself up there. But generally it's hard for Singe to push tower outside, like from underneath someone else, right? Karma is, as you spam, like, assuming you're a Singe player, right? If a you viewer, if you're not, cool, I still love you. But, assuming you, dear viewer, are a Singe player, the more games you put on Singe, you will notice that, wow, enemy team picks Karma a lot. When I play other champions, I don't really notice Karma that much. I wonder why that is. Oh, it's because people who play Karma know that Karma is very good against Singe, because you can speed up your whole team, shield your entire team, and perma-root the Singe in teamfights if you have enough CDR with your W. The Q kite and the Q kite and the Q damage is just icing on the cake. But Karma's entire kit, like, counter-singed, basically. Here, I'm not swapping my summoners, because for the upcoming dragon fight in the river, Ghost Flash is very powerful positioning tools.
I hear you.
One option I do have would just be like swap to barrier or something that I'm not going to use that much, and then just pop barrier, and then as the fight breaks out, and then pop ghost as I get it. But there is a 15-second window between whenever you pop a summoner and then getting your next summoner. It's either 10 or 15, I'm not sure. Either way, it's enough to where it's better sometimes to just hold on to your primary combo here. So here, I see my Swain getting deleted, unfortunately. And they're looking for me here as well, so I'm just going to go ahead and try and kite out a bit, but they know I'm here. And Swain is very dead. I see them flanking up towards Ezreal, so we're going to go ahead and try and walk towards them, but thankfully Ezreal is a little bit aware and jumps away. Yeah, unfortunately they get that dragon, so their enemy team's just getting farther and farther ahead. We forced our Ezreal teleport there, sadly. And Mr. Comp on the Caitlyn is just looking mad thick. He has a lot of items right now. I think he's 3 items here? I don't even know how to double check, but I remember thinking like, wow, he's gonna be a bit of an issue. But I'm waiting for the right time to swap Anathemas onto him. Here I can kind of get away with it with just a giant health pool, but I will need to swap it to him eventually. It's here because we don't have an upcoming dragon fight, and maybe if they go Baron, I can just swap off. I'm considering swapping, but I said not to. We're just gonna hold on to our Ghost Flash here. You don't need to to feel forced to swap something on Spellbook if you don't have like the need to swap to it. But like that being said, if you can, then you should. But the general idea is with Spellbook Ghost Flash, if you have Ghost Flash available, just use that. And then whenever those are down, you should swap off. Okay, so here I have a few options. I can either go for Giant Spelt, or I can go for Blasting One. I went for Blasting One for Rylai's, and then my Caitlyn gets another kill. She sure kills Talon again, unfortunately. What can you do? Okay, they're engaging on my Hecarim now. Hecarim ults out, he lives for a little bit, and then he dies. They do kill Akali in return. I see a good fight opportunity, popping my mobility sums finally. We end up getting somehow we 2 for 2 that fight, which is crazy when Salas tries to jump in. Fling him in. Ezreal's putting out some damage here, that's really good. I survive with a giant health pool again. And we somehow make that unfortunately 3 for 3. I thought it was going to be a 3 for 2, but hey, that's okay. So here I'm going to go bottom and farm this wave that's hugging my tower. And here I think is where I'm like, yeah, this game is totally winnable. Like, these fights are super unfavorable, but we're still, like, doing pretty okay in them.
To shake or not to shake.
Not to mention Ezreal scaling. You gotta consider the scaling factor as well. Very dangerous to go for this wave because I don't know exactly where Graves is after he popped out of our jungle there, but we shall see. I do have a heal on my summoner bar because it's like a mini ghost basically, so might as well swap to it. If there's nothing better to swap to, I could swap to an exhaust for the Caitlyn or exhaust for Akali, but that is also saved well for a Dragon or Baron fight. So here, just selling the potion to get another Giant Spell. If you consider that potion is, was it 300? No, it's... Yeah, it's 300 total health in terms of the HP that you get, whereas Giant Spell is 350. Then just go to the potion. It's never worth it to have it if you have a Giant Spell that you can put in the slot over it. The only time it would be worth it is if you have mana issues, but with level 2 Singed, I don't really shouldn't be having mana issues that much anymore as long as I'm careful. As far as refill potion goes, same concept. If you can get an item that's 200 or more health in that slot, just get rid of it. Because there's really no point having it if you can just have the item and then get the money back on your potion. So here we look to reverse the engagement that he did on Hecarim. Fling the Graves in, Graves dies. Telos jumps in, he is Grievous. I'm just fighting with Ezreal here. Had Anathemas on Akali, but unfortunately we just couldn't take her down. I actually lived through her combo there because I still have Anathemas on her, which is really good. My team is crying for the FF again. because of course they are. Just a typical Minish Cap solo queue game. Everyone's crying, people are flaming, people are upset. Minish Cap is desperately trying to carry the game. Very, very typical Minish Cap experience. Alright, so here I have two options. I can go for Chem Tank, I can go for Frozen Heart, or, sorry, I have three options. I can go Chem Tank, I can go Frozen Heart, or I can go Rift Maker. Rift Maker, because they have double melee champions, very good against them. Also have Rallies available, so Rift Maker, Demonic Rally Synergy, free item is very good. Another option is Frozen Heart, because I can put Anathemas and Frozen Heart on Caitlyn, and then she just becomes way less threatening to me. Because as the game goes on, the giant health pool, if I get more and more resists per level, will be very good versus Akali and Sylas, who are dealing burst magic damage. Whereas with Caitlyn doing sustained auto damage with crits, I would need actual armor and damage reduction against her to deal with that, right? So here Akali's jumping in, but not able to kill me. I think I already switched my Anathemas to Caitlyn there, which is fine. But you can notice she does way more damage to me, but because I just have 3.5 HP, like, yeah, I'm taking damage, but she's not, like, killing me. Sadly, my team is getting absolutely blasted by Caitlyn still. By Mr. Rogue Gump. So there, just getting Warden's Mail. So now I have Anathemas and a Warden's Mail for Caitlyn. Her damage should be noticeably lower on me whenever we get in a team fight. She's 317 CS. Holy moly, dude. I see a Akali over there, pinging it missing from Ezreal. Just so he knows, pinging it again. This is good because the Ezreal is actually, I could tell he's a good player because he's actually like focused on winning the entire time. You can't say that about every single N80 carry. Here, Fudge jumping in my Ezreal, trying to one-shot him, block the Caitlyn bullet, W on a Fudge, pulling him in, he's dead. Get the Ghost reset here. Somehow, against all odds, Talon kills Caitlyn. Then I'm trying to Ghost reset and run towards Karma. Can't get him, but I see Graves. Ghost is still reset here, by the way. Ghost is finally down. Get the fling on Graves. Karma runs into poison, gets slowed, percent damage from Demonic, and she's dead to Ezreal. Very nice. We just got 3 for 0. Huge 3 for 0 there. Okay, swapping a barrier here because if they do some Baron fight shenanigans, barrier is helpful to sort of shield. Alright, very nice. Just peeling off the Caitlyn while Hecarim continues to damage Baron. Or peeling off the Akali, sorry, not Caitlyn. Graves jumps over. He gets one shot. And then we just grab Baron. Looking very good. Then Sylas Fudge actually flashing the wall to try and finish Talon is not worth it. Two options here. I can sell Dark Seal and finish my Frozen Heart your futures, or because their team is currently getting body. Oh, Jesus, Rogue Comp, my God. Just smurfing on my team here. Can he smurf on me though? Not so far this game. Yeah, my other option is to farm it out because at this point in the game, I forget what the exact timer is, but there is a time in the game where every wave starts spawning cannon minions, and it's at that point if you're able to even just catch like 2 or 3 side lanes, you get so much gold to just finish your items so quickly in the later stages of the game. Assuming you last hit your cannons, which is very important. Okay, here I know that they had some team members down, and so did we, but with the amount of vision that we had in their jungle, just know that I can probably push for the tier 1 tower, and I sure can. Just, I have zero fear of Akali here because I have 3.7k HP. And if she all-ins, I just ult and I have ult again in like so little time because of the CDR and my Anathemas and Frozen Heart now too. Super good. So now I have Frozen Heart and Anathemas both pointed at Caitlyn, and I also have level 3 ultimate, which is another 100 armor as well. So it should theoretically be very hard for her to deal with me. Sylas in our jungle, he is forcing a fight, trying to go for the red buff. Pop the R. Then just focus. I'm focusing on peeling here. See, I could follow the Hecarim there and try and dive, but because I see a Akali in my backline, we're just going to try and deal with her. And then if it gets into like an extended straight up fight versus the Caitlyn, I should be. Oh god. One for one's it because of the bleed, but man, the Caitlyn is doing so much damage. Mr. Rogue Comp, holy crap, man. But I am level 18 here. I'm the highest level in the game. I believe higher than Caitlyn. I think Caitlyn is 16 here. But fight ended up going pretty okay for us, so. Look at the inhibitor. I still have another item slot to play with here, by the way. I can still do something with that Dark Seal slot. At 5 items, it's generally not worth it to keep Dark Seal. At full stacks, I think is it 45 AP? Full stack, it's 5 more than a blasting one at 45 AP, so if the only thing you can buy from selling your Dark Seal at 10 stack is a blasting one, it's not worth it. But here, I'm gonna get something a bit more cheeky, a bit juicier. I could go for a mythic item component, and my option would probably be Chemtank or Riftmaker, but I'm like, listen, I have to deal damage because my team is a little shady here. So, needlessly it is. Look for the Death Cap 6 item. No mythic build. No mythic build. All right, catch the Silas there. He turns the corner, catch Fudge with the W. He gets basically stun locked, and then Akali jumps in. She dies to poison. Look at how little damage Caitlyn does to me. She's firing at me the entire time. Can't kill me. Turn the corner, get the Graves, get the Karma. Or I should say swing gets the Karma, but there we go. Running it down for the end. And Ezreal's pinging me. He knows how much work I put in this game. Ezreal's very far aware. Oh man. It was so satisfying to win this. It was so good. Even just like rewatching, I'm like, man, that was so good. You just love to see it. And all said and done, it is a banger. I do want to check my damage dealt here. I'm pretty sure I did, but we will check. But yeah, I do appreciate you guys watching. Thank you guys so much. This was a very fun game. It is post recording. You can probably already tell. It is post recorded because I didn't actually well, there you go. I didn't actually record this one live and it wasn't streamed. But still, very good game overall. Man, this account's MMR is so high, plus 21 in Master Tier, man. Yeah, I had 24.8k, super high damage taken as well. With that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed it and have a good one.